Hey, yo! What did you notice? Yeah, it's me. Previously, we were excluded by all those benchmark screenings, but thanks to Big Sister Lily, who sacrificed herself to spy on our enemies and decode the geometrical points, we finally managed to infiltrate Mixamo. Now I can pass as an android here. Hopefully, we'll be able to revive Lily soon. I still don't know how to bake colors properly in this 3D model, but one day we'll come back in full color. Well, venting time. Recently, we haven't been in a very good mood. There has been a lot of drama, a lot of disasters, and a lot of misunderstandings. Even so, we still thank God for the clarity that came through all of it, because now we know what direction to take next. As we've mentioned before, our Mac burning down cost us all of our data from the past 2 years. The senior teams are still investigating the case. Meanwhile, we've become even more paranoid than before. The used MacBook we bought at a good price didn't really work out. It arrived with a broken charger. Then it took another 2 weeks for the replacement to arrive, only for us to realize that the keyboard area constantly became extremely hot during normal use. And we hadn't even started any of the machine learning work yet. So, we returned it on Thursday. That day also happened to be incredibly hot because of Jersey chemical leak and smoke drifting in from the Canadian wildfires. While walking to the store for the return, we met a beggar using a crutch. We ended up spending over $50 buying food for him. It was a completely impulsive decision that we kind of regret. But at the same time, we also wonder if it might have been God's will that completely shattered our personal record. We're not saying we're especially kind. If anything, we've often questioned our own motivations and joked that our attempts to love others are sometimes more like mimicry of love. We are a proud certified psychopath. It's a long story. At first, we actually walked away when he asked for help. He was very polite, but we were in a hurry. Then, as we kept walking, something reminded me of the man who helped reinstate our benefits after a previous advisor had irresponsibly closed our case. The person on the phone happened to have a voice very similar to the beggar's. Somehow, that also reminded me of Noel, our interviewer who helped us get into the Piscolas program. If it hadn't been for the person who helped us reapply for our benefits, we might have had almost no money this month, and would have had to rely entirely on our credit card. So, we walked back. We told him we were in a rush, but we could buy him something small from the nearby supermarket. While we were inside, he bumped into another lady with her child, and they had a small argument. We felt bad, so we started small talks. We learned that he's on SSDI, while we're on SSI and actively looking for a job after graduation. Then he asked if he could get some meat. We didn't really know how to say no. Then he asked for eggs, then some juice. Then he kept adding more items until we finally had to kindly reject. When we reached the checkout, the total was over $50. We couldn't bring ourselves to back out, so we paid for it. Afterwards, we felt both incredibly stupid and genuinely happy that we were able to help at the same time. That became the biggest act of giving we've ever done. Honestly, we've always been very stingy with money. We'd usually donate only $1 or $2 folded together like $6 to churches we attended, including the Hungarian church we really liked. We haven't been to any church for quite a while now. As for our favorite geek, that's the first Patreon support we ever subscribed, and still donate only a tiny $2.90 a month, the price of a little coffee sugar cube, because we stole so much inspiration from him. Okay, don't look at me like that. Anyway, y'all can donate more. Let's make Keek the next French president. Back to the life update. Our second largest donation was about $26, when we supported the open source app CyberDuck through an in-app purchase. CyberDuck has been incredibly useful for our Cyber Hub project. Years before that, we also made another small donation of around $25. That was simply our way of appreciating a Polish creator and his work, rather than taking any political side. Other than those occasions, we really don't donate very much. After Thursday, we were left with only around $30. Technically, our therapist told us about local food pantries, but we're still too shy to go. Maybe this is just another small challenge that God has placed before us. So instead, let's design a more resilient lifestyle. We've decided to try a 10-day challenge. We've been thinking about making some kind of hybrid croissant Mongolian meat pie using what we already have. Okay, the dough wasn't available, and Amazon refunded us. Over the past couple of days, we've also been experimenting with food. At first, we made a simple plov. This time we didn't have any carrots, so we added bean curd nuts to absorb the extra moisture. Later we found some Pennsylvania Dutch-style noodles that were almost expired, so we threw those in as well to help stretch the rice. Whenever we start running out of rice, we usually steam a couple of eggs. One day, one of the eggs accidentally broke into the pan, and we discovered that we could turn it into something like chahan fried rice. Actually closer to a little sheep hot pot version of Chinese fried rice. The inside still tasted like plov. The outside tasted like sukiyaki. Every now and then, we'd get a bite that tasted somewhere between fried rice and chow mein. Honestly, it was hilarious. Then yesterday we ran out of even more ingredients. So we used burger meat to make meatballs because we had already run out of bread. We also made that creamy onion pasta again. It actually turned out pretty good. Anyway, we're still waiting for the chance to get a better Mac, so we can continue our indie music, art, and technology experiments. This summer has been harsh, but not quite as harsh as 2024. No matter what happens, we thank God for every trial, because each one teaches us something new.